Hi, I'm Elizabetta, author of The Energy Code. Today I wanted to talk to you about the influence of the media that is in all of our lives. There are so many wonderful programs out there that we can watch to inform ourselves and gain a real critical understanding of how the world works, whether it's the natural world, whether it's through science, whether it's through shows that inspire us. And there are plenty of these on TV and in the movies, but they're really overwhelmed by the number of programs that bombard our TVs and our screens every day, whether it's through the internet or whether it's through the box that we have in our lounge rooms. Those programs portray a view of life that is really destructive. And in the Energy Code, I talk a lot about how the things we expose ourselves to are just as important as the quality of the food that we eat or the type of exercise we engage in. Because when we're watching television, research has shown that we're incredibly passive. We burn fewer calories than when we're asleep, and our mind shuts down and gets into this almost sleep-like stupor where information can pass through our critical capacity for understanding and actually enter our subconscious mind. Now, what's bad about that? Well, it really influences the way that we form our beliefs and values about the world. And it can take us from a moderate person to a very negative or extreme person, depending on what we're watching. You see, every time we see an image, hear a voice talking about something, there's a part of us that is absorbing that uncritically. And it is crucial that we become aware of that, because we're exposing ourselves to it maybe for many hours every day. And certainly a lot of our children are being exposed to these messages over and over again, perhaps 10, 20 or 30 hours in a week. And if you added it up, those types of messages are actually having more impact than your interaction with your child, your interaction with your loved ones, your spouse, your friends. One of the best things that we ever did in our family was to take the television out of the lounge and dining area so that is just an area for relaxation and conversation. And one thing that happened was the quality of our conversations, from the youngest child who's in primary school right through to children who are almost adults, improved immensely. Now, it's not that the children got smarter, they're as intelligent as they ever were, but now they had a venue. And they had our focus and attention and each other's focus and attention. And the quality of conversations really ramped up. They're so interesting. I look forward to meal times with my family because we get to discuss things that really matter. I get to have a deeper understanding of my children and they can ask me my opinions on things. Now, one of the things that I always say to my kids is, this is just my opinion. Do your research and come to your own conclusion. Because one of the things that the mainstream media doesn't do is ask you to form your own opinion. They tell you what to think. They present a skewed image of the world and tell you that that is how it is and this is how you should view it. So my encouragement to everyone out there who's a parent, everyone out there who is wanting to improve themselves and their own state of mind, is to disengage from the television, disengage from negative media. If something comes on that makes you feel horrible, then it's not good for you. Just like when you eat something that makes you sick. We look at young teenagers who might go out on a drinking binge and get sick and then next week do it again, and we think, why on earth would they go out and drink that much alcohol when they felt so bad the day after? And yet we as adults very often do the same thing, binging on negative media messages night after night and then criticising our children for doing the same. I always find that leading by example is the very best way to be influential. It's not what I tell my children to do, it's what they see me doing that counts. So, if you want to have better conversations in your home, if you want to have more laughs, if you want to have children who wake up with a sense of hope and adventure in the world rather than being depressed and weighed down by all the bad that has been pushed into them through the TV, through the internet, through games, then turn off the box. Shut down the computers for at least a few hours every day and have conversations. Ask your children, your family members, what it is they're watching. Watch some of that stuff with them so that you know what's going on, and then have conversations about it, informed conversations that enable you to look critically at what media you're allowing into your house and allows your children to learn by your example. You know, there are so many wonderful films coming out. There are so many fantastic programs. Let's vote with our wallets. Let's vote with our feet and support those filmmakers, those documentary makers, those organisations that put out informative programs. Let's give them our time, our energy, our focus so that they get the funding to make more great programs. Support programs on YouTube, on the internet, that uplift your life, that provide you with tools to cope and help you to find solutions, not just overwhelm you with problems. And in that way, we can have a lot more fun in our lives. We can become the solvers of problems, not the problem makers, not the complainers, and not the hopeless. I'm Elisabetta, author of The Energy Code. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.